Pressure and release, Carl. I'm gonna apply pressure and you release and go that way. So I have to get back to my wheelbarrow where all of the feed's at. And Carl is pretty much right here in the way. So I'm going to apply a little bit of pressure just in my presence. Can my presence be known as pressure? Oh no, Trudy, don't do that, love. All right, Carl, I'm coming through. Trudy, don't mess that. Carl, pressure, buddy. Pressure, Carl. I want you to release and go the other way. Pressure and release, Carl. So Carl is on high alert. And so what I want to do is ease up a little bit and have him walk the other way so I can go to, there we go. Easy pressure and easy release. And Carl's coming back. I need to get to my wheelbarrow, Carl. Carl, I need to get to my wheelbarrow. There we go. Okay, so there you go. See that Rick fella? He might know what he's talking about, everybody. Oh, Rick might actually know he might actually know what he's talking about. That was an example, I think that was an example of pressure and release without me overemphasizing the pressure. There's no need to scream and holler and yell and go crazy and freak everybody out if I just wanted Carl to make a real gentle, just move out of my way, Carl, just move out of my way. That was nice. I like it whenever Rick takes time to watch a video and evaluate it. You don't realize how much you can learn from someone evaluating your stuff. Now, Carl's going to apply some pressure on me, it looks like. He's going to put some pressure up on Daddy. And I have to decide if I'm going to back away or release. Or, oh boy. So now Carl's in a pinch. You see, what's happened is, I believe that copper, I'm trying to talk like Rick would talk. I believe that copper came up and put some pressure on Carl. Carl made his way over towards the fence here and didn't really have an easy exit. He had goats on one side he didn't want to step on. He had a little goat on the other side didn't want to step on. And so he kind of he found himself in a bad position. And that's not at all what we want to see. Guys, there's nothing here for Brady. There's nothing here. Goofball. Thank you. There's nothing in the wheelbarrow, guys. This is old hay, old feed. There's nothing here for you. Go eat with everybody else.
I can put a little pressure and go, come on, let's go. And with Carl, I think this will work because I can get really tall. I can get immediately tall with Carl. I can come down on top of Carl's head and go, hey, and he's like, oh, and he'll take off.
It's hard trying to figure out an animal like Carl. And you know, I don't know exactly how most animals are, like animals that Rick normally works with. But Carl is a whole lot like a woman. Bear with me, ladies, because as much as you may not like to admit this, I think it's kind of true that a lot of women and a lot of men can be very moody. And I don't really know the science behind the mood swings. I don't know, and I'm not trying to be mean because I love ladies. You all know that and I know that I have my moods as well, my mood swings as well. But Carl is like that. Carl can be in a great mood one day, so good that we can walk around, work with him in the same pasture. And he may walk right up to us, put his head not on our shoulder, but over our shoulder. We're looking up at him, and he has no malice in his heart whatsoever. None. He just wants to be one of the boys. And 5 minutes later, you can walk towards the pasture, and all of a sudden, he looks at you, and he makes himself big. He runs up, maybe bumps into the fence a couple of times, kicks his legs at you. And I don't know where that comes from. I do not know where that comes from. So in saying so, I hate to have to carry around a big stick or any kind of a tool to help intimidate Carl. But at the same time, you hate to find yourself in a situation where you need to move Carl and you can't because he's got the devil in him. So today I'm gonna find a couple of rod and reels and show you what Rick suggested. I have a couple in the boat. Give me 1 second, okay? All right, now anyone who knows about fishing may think that I'm doing something real foolish here. I don't really know how to use this kind of rod and reel though. And in saying so, I don't use it. Now, I know I can handle one of these. This is the rod and reel I grew up using, so I know how to handle that. But I've never used one of those. And Jamie can use it, but I can't. And so, obviously, I'm not going to get rid of Jamie's rod and reel because that would be a big no-no. So I'm going to add, out of the three that I have, I'm going to take this one over here as my experimental Carl pressure and release extension. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut off the lures on the end of it over here. And we're not going to need the string at all. I'm going to tie on a small piece of this string, like about so. I'm going to run it through all of the little handles on the plastic grocery bag. And I'm going to come back around and tie it. I believe that's kind of how Rick had it set up in his model. And then Rick has the bottom of the bags cut out. I'm just going to put a small slice down on like so. All right, so I believe this was about what Rick was showing us. Now it's time to put this thing to the test. Y'all ready for this? Let's walk over and we're going to walk in the pasture with Carl. Now what I'm not going to do is start flapping this thing around unless Carl comes at me. If Carl comes up to me, then I'll move it a little bit and see if we can get Carl to back away. Don't worry, Cornholio, we're not going to eat you tomorrow. Today is the day before Thanksgiving, and as y'all know, we do not eat turkey here. Don't worry, Cornholio. So I don't see Carl. Looking for Carl. Looking for Carl. Has anyone seen a big old ostrich? A big old long-legged ostrich walking around. So, I cannot believe I'm going off to look for Carl. Yeah, we're going to look for Carl. We're gonna, and you know what's even worse? I'm actually wondering if I want Carl to come at me. Is there something wrong with this where you actually want your ostrich to come at you to see if the little contraption works? Because as I would love for Carl to come up and just want to say, hey, Dad, and visit, I don't want to have to spook him off. Here he comes over here now. Let me stop where I'm at, zoom in. So, like I said, I'm not going to attempt to, why is Carl running away? Rick? Rick? What in the world? Carl! Carl! What's going on with Carl? Rick? Hold on a minute. Does Carl know something that I don't know? Oh boy, here he comes. Carl! Carl looks very yancy. Carl's agitated, guys, and I believe that this over here has him agitated. He doesn't like seeing Dad come out with a new toy. Look at him. He's running that back fence line. And what I'm not going to do is walk over and make him feel cornered, because what I do not want is him to jump over the fence. So that would be foolish of me. So I'm going to actually turn around and walk away, because if the whole thing is pressure and release, if I get him in that corner, that would be a really horrible thing to do. Let me back out of the way so he sees that he has a place to run if he wants to. So he's gonna run right up along me. What I'm doing, guys, I'm putting this contraption behind my back. Carl is very agitated right now. So I think this is a bad idea. I'm not going to go any closer. I'm not going to get any closer and freak him out worse than what he already is. Trudy, stop it, love. We can try this out on Trudy. Y'all want to try it out on Trudy? Go, Trudy. Go. Go away. You shoo, shoo. Shoo, Trudy. Trudy, shoo, shoo, shoo. Shoo. All right, well, it does not work on Trudy. Let's try Brady. Shoo, goat. Shoo, shoo. All right. Pressure and release, baby. Hey, Pebbles. Shoo. Oh, my goodness. I'm liking this. Hey, shoo. Wow. All right. Come on, Trudy. Looky here, y'all. This is good. Oh, yeah. You want some of this? Shoo, little goat. Oh, my goodness. Yes. Copper, shoo, boy, shoo. Copper, shoo, shoo. Shoo, 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 shoo. All right, so it doesn't work as well on some. What is going on with Carl, y'all? This whole video was about Carl. And we're not going to be able to put this to the test today because I'm not going to get over there in that corner and end up making him, well, I don't want to startle, I don't want to scare Carl. I'm not gonna, that's not my intent, is to scare Carl. I'm just trying to find a system where I can work around Carl if I need to. All right, well, we will put this to the test later, but as of right now, I think at least we have the thing built. Shoo, shoo. And we will, all right, now here comes Carl. Carl's coming now. There he comes. Come on, Carl. I tell you what, you know, Carl has amazing eyesight, amazing vision. The ostrich has really great vision. And so even though we couldn't see him very well, he could see us coming from a mile away, literally a mile away. And I believe Carl saw what I was carrying and he's like, I want no part of it, which makes me wonder, did his former owner have something similar? You know that he can also hear the sound. Carl can hear. Could Carl hear this noise from you know, way over there? Look at him. He is very spooked. He is so spooked right now. I feel bad for him. Yeah, I don't want Carl to be scared of us. Like, I don't want Carl to be scared. That's not much of a sanctuary when you have to live in fear. And so I'm not going to use this unless, like we talked about, I have to. I do think it is neat to have a system in place where you can move your animals if you need to. Everyone's looking at me carrying my stick. Oh, here's a good one. Let's see how Ringo reacts. You know, Ringo's scared of nothing. Let's see how he reacts to it. He's trying to scratch right now, guys. He has a little man scratch, a man itch. Ringo, you need to move. There you go. I'm liking this. How about these guys? I want y'all to go away. Shoo, birds. Move away from me. Oh, yes, I am liking this. No, sir. No. Move, Cornholio. Man, Annie, I'm liking this. I don't think Carl's going to like it, though. Get away from me, little pig. Get away, little pig. No pigs allowed. No pigs. Well, guys, I hope I didn't waste your time. But if nothing else, at least you all had a chance to see the contraption that Rick encouraged me to create. You saw Carl's reaction to it from a distance. And I will put this somewhere handy. Oh, look how they're gonna act. They know I put the stick down. Yep, see, that's what I was thought. All right, shoot, 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 get away, shoot, 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 shoot. All right, that's without my stool. So I want to bring my tool. Don't. Ha ha ha! There you go. Look at that, everybody. Look at this. Shoo. Oh my God, it works. Don't even think about it. So it does work on the geese. We're gonna see how Carl reacts to it. Hey, Carl. Now, I don't want to be mean to Carl if he's not gonna be mean to me. But I can tell you real fast if Carl's got the devil in him or not. Hey, Carl. Oh, Carl's going to his food bowl. Carl just going to his food bowl. He don't want to fight, Rick. Carl. Y'all look at that. Y'all look at all that goodness. I feel like a real jerk. Carl did not want to fight today. I know the wind is really blowing through here. Carl didn't want to fight, y'all. Let me turn my camera back around. Carl! I don't have that Spanky stick, Carl. Carl! Oh, man. I've really upset Carl. No, this is not for you. This is for Carl. Look at the little ghost eating all the crumbs that fall. Oh, my goodness. No, Brady. 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 You're going to mess everything up. Brady will get up there and knock the entire thing onto the ground. Brady. Carl, I'm sorry. Brady. He does not like. So what I sometimes do, look what I can do. I can take this, move you big doofus, and put it over on this side. Now Carl can get to it, but no one else can. Pretty smart there, huh? Hey, Danny. Of course, the problem now is all of the scrap falls over onto my side and where there's no one who can eat it. Ha, Brady, ha. See, Brady? Right. You big galoot, move, you big doofus. Brady, move. That belongs to Carl. Sorry, Carl. Brady, that's not yours. Boy, he really wants that. Those are worms, y'all. Those are worms. Bye, Carl. Scare Brady away. Oh, no. Oh, no. Whoops. Move. That belongs to Carl. Brady? Move, Trudy. Trudy, don't do that. Trudy. Trudy, stop. Oh no, she's getting everyone to revolt. It's a revolution. Trudy has started the revolution. Trudy. Oh no, Trudy. I hate that, Trudy. My whole rod and reel come in half. Give that back. Move, Trudy. Lord. Whew. Trudy about started a revolution. I had a phone call, and the caller ID, I forgot the name, but it said it was from Tempe, Arizona. And I didn't know who was who or what was going on, so I went ahead and answered it. Turns out that this caller says, "Is this Lester at I'm a Survivor?" I said, "Yeah, Lester, what can I do for you?" And they said, "I just want you to know that there's a guy on the internet who's being really mean to your ostrich." And at first I'm like, what? How? Who? And so I start asking more questions. And come to find out, they were talking about Rick. They saw a video where Rick was talking about Carl. And I says, no. I says, no. I says, you don't understand. I says, Rick is a friend of the sanctuary. And I talked about how Rick gives feedback on a lot of videos. Rick doesn't just take our videos and provide feedback. He provides feedback to a lot of videos. And if you take the time to listen, you can learn a lot from things that Rick has to say. And so it's not always pleasant. No one wants to hear when you're doing a lousy job. But a part of being responsible is knowing that when you make mistakes, you have to learn from those mistakes. But sometimes, the stupid human doesn't know they're making a mistake. They don't realize a mistake. And so it takes someone to call it out. And I will say this, I am so much better in the role I play as the caretaker of these animals than what I ever was before I was introduced to Rick and his channel.